Have you ever wondered how to make your own homemade bread? Well, we're going to show you how to make our whole wheat bread recipe. That's right, our family loves it, my husband loves it, and I believe that you're going to love it as well. Making homemade bread can be simple and rewarding, and the best part, it will save you money in the long run. Let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to measure out our flour. And we're going to use whole wheat flour, but I'm also going to use some bread flour. And we like to mix them because mixing them helps give it that hearty flavor of the whole wheat, but not too much, and you'll get that light, fluffy texture of white bread. And it just gives it the perfect balance. Okay, so first we're going to take 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. And we're going to use a knife actually to level this off because you want to make sure it's precise. You don't want to use too much flour, but you don't want too little. And we're going to put this into our stand mixer. So that's 1 cup. And now I just need 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. Next we're going to take some bread flour. And remember, like usual, all of our measurements and directions will be in the description box down below. And we're going to put that in with the whole wheat flour. We're going to go ahead and put the remaining of our flour for later in a separate container. We're going to go ahead and take the whole wheat flour, get this all nice and measured out. And we're just going to whisk that together and set it aside until later. Next we're going to take our kosher salt and put that in there. And we're going to take our yeast. This is instant yeast. It's not the active dry. And we're going to put that in there as well. And we're going to give that a good whisk in. Next we're going to take our butter and you're going to just melt this in the microwave. Okay, so after we've melted our butter, we're going to pour our water, and with it, we're going to use whole milk. I feel like whole milk works better than 2% in this recipe. It helps it to be more moist. Now, we want this to be room temperature, so I'm going to actually heat this up in the microwave again, and you just take your finger, you check it, but you don't want it hot because you'll kill the yeast, but just make sure that it's warm. After the wet ingredients are heated up to warm, we're going to take some honey, and this is our sweetener. This will help sweeten the whole wheat bread and give it more flavor. And just give it a nice whisk around to make sure it's all blended in. Now, back to our stand mixer. We're going to create a well in our flour. Take your wet ingredients. We're going to pour that in there. And we're just going to mix that on high, scraping down the sides of the bowl as you need for 2 to 4 minutes. And you're going to take the remaining flour and just slowly add it into your stand mixer. We're going to stop that, pause it. I'm going to take my spatula, get the flour off the sides of the bowl, and I'm going to add more flour to it. I'm just going to pour more flour in with it, cut it back on, mix it some more, and I'm going to add the remaining flour in there. And you may have to kind of help mix it a little bit because I don't have the little side scraper thing to my KitchenAid, so I have to use spatula a little bit to help. But you want to make sure all the flour is incorporated. I'm just going to mix it. And your dough shouldn't be wet, but it should be tacky. So you still have a little bit of flour at the bottom of the bowl. I'm trying to get incorporated in there. There we go. Now I'm going to mix this some more just to make sure. Like I said, just 2 to 4 minutes on high. Next, we're going to lightly flour our surface of our baking mat. Okay, and we're going to use our spatula, scrape down the sides real quick. And we're just going to scoop it out and place it on our surface. And like I said, the dough should be tacky. It shouldn't be wet. Okay, we're going to flour our hands as well. And we're going to knead the dough for a good 7 to 8 minutes. And you will have to add extra flour to it. Just don't add too much. And we'll have the adjustments in our description box. Practically no more than 2 to 4 tablespoons depending on your dough. But you don't want to do it where it's overly, you add too much, because then your bread will come out dry, and we don't want dry bread. Okay, so after you've done kneading it, you're going to shape it into a ball. We're going to pour some olive oil, just a little bit, and baste it around the bowl, all on the sides and whatnot, because this is going to be the bowl that the dough rises in. I'm going to actually use a little bit more. And it helps it not stick to your bowl. You're going to take your dough ball, place it, and what we're going to do is we're going to roll it around in the bowl. Just kind of coat it with the olive oil, just a little bit. And we're going to take some saran wrap. We're going to place this over it, nice and tight. We're going to place this over it, nice and tight. And we're going to leave this in a warm place. Now what I like to usually do is I preheat my stove, and I place it on the stove, and that kind of helps it move along. We're going to let this rise for about an hour to an hour and a half depending on, and we're going to let this rise for about an hour. It could take a little longer, it just depends on how this rises and where you may have it sitting. Okay, so now that the dough has risen, doubled in size, you're gonna go ahead and grease and flour your bread loaf pan. And next, we're gonna take the ram wrap off. Go ahead and deflate your dough and get all the air and whatnot out. You want it nice and deflated. It's gonna take a spatula, and it should just come right out. Next, we're gonna take a rolling pin, and you're just gonna roll it out into about an 8 by 12 rectangle. You can use your hands and just kind of shape it. After you have rolled this out, and you got it shaped into a rectangle, we're going to turn our mat around, and you're going to take the edge, this shorter edge that's closest to you, and we're going to take it and we're going to roll it tightly. Just roll it up really tight. Just like that. You're going to press in, just kind of smash your ends in. And we're going to do that for the other one. Just smash it in, press it in a little bit. And then we're going to fold it. Fold them inwards. And we're going to fold the other end inwards. Just like that. And we're going to transfer it to our bread pan, just like that. Next, after placing it in your bread pan, you're going to cover it with the same saran wrap that you used earlier. And we're going to place this back in a warm place. I'm going to just put mine on the stove. And we're going to let it rise for about 30 to 40 minutes or until it's doubled in size. So this took 30 minutes to rise. So after it is rose and doubled in size, you're going to take your bread cutter, but I'm going to use a knife here because, and we're just going to score the bread. You don't want to go too deep, but this is about 1/2 inch. I'm going to take foil. Make sure your Also, by the way, make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. What I like to do, I like to loosely cover this with foil for the first 15 to 20 minutes of it cooking. Okay, and what this does is when you loosely cover it in the beginning, it helps you to have a nice, softer crust. So, and make sure that you don't have the foil touching, if you can help it, touching the top of the bread. We're going to place this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to cook this for 20 minutes. So after about 20 minutes, we're going to take the foil off of the bread carefully, and we're going to let it cook the rest of the way for another 10 to 15 minutes without the foil, or until the temperature registers 190 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Bread has been cooking for about 32 minutes. And I'm going to take a thermometer, a food thermometer, and I'm going to get the inside temp. And it, like I said, it needs to register between 190 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, 190. And we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, just enough so we can be able to remove it. We're going to take our bread loaf and just going to flip it. And just let that sit for about an hour and let it cool. Get my label maker. I've already have it in. I just put the whole wheat bread, the date that I've made it. Print it, because we don't keep the bread no more than 7 days, no more than a week. You don't want to keep the bread over that. It won't taste very good, and you don't want to start eating mold or anything like that. So, but you also can store the bread in the freezer if you would like. You can pre-slice the bread, and you can cut it in half, or you can do it in a loaf, and you just basically will wrap it in some saran wrap, and you're going to wrap it up in foil and just place it in the freezer, and it can last up to about a couple months. I'm going to actually cut the heel off because I'm not too much of a heel person. I'm just going to cut a nice slice, just so you guys can see what it looks like. Bread's nice and soft. If you liked what you've seen, go ahead and press this thumbs up. Press that like button. Also, comment down below if you're going to try this whole wheat bread recipe. Also, don't forget to check out our homemade peanut butter video, which we'll link that right over here. And don't forget to check out our latest video uploads.